Se non ti rendete nelle sue dimensioni, poi volevate che il grasso. Así no yo así que el programa le dentro de la dimensione si mi compra una fila desesperada por Por favor, damas y caballeros, díganme adiós por la manita. Adiós. Sayonara. En chino se dice Sanchen. Salam aleikum, da vidania. Ok, papá. Ajá, papá. Hasta el papá,
Wait for my seat.
Like beeping at you, not me.
Hollywood is converting the world-famous studio toy trams to become electric vehicles. As these trams roll out, guests will be experiencing all the movie-making action propelled by the latest energy-efficient technology. Now, this is just one example of NBC Universal's and Comcast's commitment to becoming carbon neutral by 2035, helping us all take another step toward reducing our carbon footprint. So, welcome aboard for an awesome experience that's also awesome for the environment.
Welcome everybody on board the world famous studio tour. I'm Katie, I'm going to be your tour guide today, coming to you live and in person from the front tram car. Hope you all having a great day today. Woo! I know it's a little warm out there, so it'll be nice to be in the shaded tram here for an hour. You can take a load off, eat any snacks or drinks that you brought on board. Now a couple things before we get going here. You need to move any smaller kids whose feet don't quite touch the floor yet into the center of the row and away from those tram doors. That's just for their safety and security. And you do need 3D glasses for 2 portions of the studio tour. So if you don't have a pair, only if you don't have a pair of 3D glasses, raise your hand nice and high. Okay, cool. Lovely, I don't see any hands. Good job, everybody. Now, luckily the world is already in 3D, so please don't wear these glasses the whole tour. I'll let you know when I throw those bad boys on. Other than that, though, we're about to head out into the biggest and busiest movie studio here in Hollywood. And since it is a weekday, there's active production happening on a lot. They are filming 2 shows, to my knowledge, today. Right now, we might actually have to go off mic here when we enter the lot if they are filming when we're going through. But they're filming Lopez versus Lopez and a new NBC comedy called St. Denis Medical. And I'll talk more about it on the tour. And once again, my name is Katie. I'm going to be your guide, and you can see both my hands, right? So I'm obviously not operating this vehicle. They wouldn't want me to. Anyway, we are joined by our incredible driver. His name is Jesse. Can everybody say, hey, Jesse? Hey, Jesse. He's going to take great care of us today. One of the best in the business. And let's go over some safety rules before we get too far from the theme park. First, if you need gas assistance or you have a medical emergency, or if you drop something of value off the side of the tram or you have any sound or video issues, reach up and grab that red emergency cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram. Give it a tug and I'll be back to assist you as soon as it is safe for me to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please remember to remain seated and keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. Our studio is private property, so if at any point you do drop your phone, you just going to use the restroom, pull that red cord and remain seated. Please no smoking at any time during our tour. Be aware that our tour today does feature some loud music, sudden tram movements, fire effects, and many water effects. So keep those cameras out for a good photo opportunity, but also keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. Finally, for your safety and the safety of those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while on board.
Oh, maybe it's just. Oh, no, it's
Alright, now that safety is out of the way, I have to introduce you to the second most important person on the tram. It is our celebrity co-host. You might recognize him from The Tonight Show or SNL. He's my best friend in the whole world, Mr. Jimmy Fallon.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Fallon. Welcome aboard the world famous studio tour. I know what you think. Why the Tram? Well, we're celebrating our 60th anniversary. That's right, 60 years of glitz, glamour, and our own great white shark. As we celebrate our diamond anniversary today, to pay tribute to Universal's past and take you behind the scenes to discover why this studio tour is world famous. So whether this is your first visit or your 60th, get ready for fun, excitement, and an experience like no other.
Thanks, buddy. Now, on March 15th, 1915, our founder, a man named Carl Lenley, he invited the public into our studio to watch silent movies being made. The guests could walk from set to set and marvel at the brand new technology involved in filmmaking. But the invention of sound in our films that need to be quiet on a movie set, the original walking tour ended. And it wasn't until the 1960s, under the leadership of company chairman Lou Wasserman and executives Al Thorsk and Jay Stein, and the idea of maybe reviving a tour of the studio, which are really great like bus tours, which originated in Hollywood, made us stop at our very gates. Now, on July 15th, 1964, the first of our red and white candy striped glamour trams took just 67 passengers on a 2-hour driving tour of the Universal lot, and thus the world famous studio tour was born. And we started with just 2 drivers, 2 guides, and 1 ticket seller working out of the trailer on Lake Ocean Boulevard. And from there, our studio tour expanded with fantastic one-of-a-kind Hollywood elements like the rock slide and the burning house, which were in this area of the lot back in the 70s and 80s. We have said goodbye to our theme park and we are fully immersed in our movie studio. We have 2 sections of the studio to show you today, our front lot and our back lot. Now, our front lot is where we have our sound stages, which are these large warehouse-looking buildings you see on the left-hand side. And this is where we film 90% of what you see in the movie theater or on your screens at home. On your screen right now, you'll be able to see some sets we've built in the sound stages on your left. The reason why we use these buildings is because they're 98% soundproof. So we can't hear what's going on in there, and they can't really hear what's going on out here. Now on your left, we got Soundstage 14. This was built in the 40s, so an older soundstage on the lot. Dedicated to film for the majority of its career. That's why they built the NASA Control Center for Apollo 13, directed by Ron Howard. It's where they built the mountaintop layer for How the Grinch Stole Christmas, where they filmed numerous scenes for Jurassic Park. Over the past 10 years now, this soundstage has been converted to a television soundstage. So they filmed 6 seasons of NBC Superstore starring American Ferrera. And then they passed it on to 3 seasons of Bel Air, which is a Peacock original series. Peacock is our streaming service here at Universal. And to tell you a little bit more about the show and the stars of Bel Air.
We're leaving the theme park behind and entering the front lot where real Hollywood magic is made. How? Well, inside the sound stages that surrounds us, we can create any kind of environment for scripted movies. For the past 60 years, Studio Tour visitors have driven right by these buildings, and inside these walls, the sets from your favorite TV shows, movies, and transported audiences anywhere the imagination can take you. Even to a palatial mansion in Bel Air. When we film Bel Air, we love coming out of the sound stages and seeing the trams filled with excited guests as they drive by. So, keep an eye on it. You never know who or what you'll see on the studio tour.
Another Peacock original is filming in New York. They're working on season 2 of Based on a True Story starring Kaylee Cuoco from The Big Bang Theory. They're filming that right here in these sound stages on your right. And speaking of Peacock stars, we have another one coming up on our left. It's my buddy Ted. Ted is a little bit early for that beer, don't you think? But I see he's celebrating. He's very excited. His new series is out on Peacock. You'll never guess the name. Ted. Now he is hanging outside of our pre-production bungalows. Now these used to be dressing rooms to the stars. So back in the 20s, the stars would kind of hang out in these cute little apartments in between takes. But now these are home to production companies. We got Mark Platt Productions. They're currently working on the new Wicked movie starring Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Part 1 of that comes out November 22nd of this year. We got Outer Banks Productions. That's Kevin Williamson's production company. They're working on the new Scream movie with Nev Campbell. Also created shows like Dawson's Creek and The Vampire Diaries with Nina Dobrev and Ian Somerhalder. These bungalows are pretty historic. We also have Alfred Hitchcock's bungalow where he worked on movies like Psycho and The Birds.
Lou said he could move into that office. I said, no, I can never be in Hitchcock's office. That should be a shrine, a museum.
Very excited just to know that he was there and walk by and know he was in that office.
Hitchcock has influenced every director.
I saw Hitchcock once walking around the commissary.
Hitchcock had his bungalow on the lot. I used to go see Alfred Hitchcock.
I loved working with him. I highly respect him. He really understood fear and terror. Birds? That was a really scary movie.
Birds? Oh, man. That had me looking at crows like for the next 10 years.
Psycho, of course.
Vertigo was one of the all-time great masterpieces. Hitchcock was master.
Now on your left are our final 2 sound stages for our front lot portion of the tour. We got 25 and 26. And 25 is where they're working on Lopez versus Lopez. That's George Lopez's return to television with his daughter Mayan Lopez. They're on season 3 right now. And then they're filming right next door in 26. So I'm going to go off mic for a second. Filming that was going on is for St. Denis Medical. You can see the emergency room for St. Denis, the hospital, coming up here on your right. That's going to be a new NBC mockumentary comedy like The Office or Parks and Recreation where they talk to the camera. That's from the mind of Justin Spitzer, who created Superstore. That's going to be coming to NBC later this year. And we are fully in our backlot now. So our backlot is where we film exterior scenes. And our first stop are these Metropolitan sets. And we have a very special part of our Metropolitan sets called Courthouse Square that we just turned into.
Welcome to the Courthouse Square. These sets were used to create Hill Valley and the Back to the Future films.
And they represented multiple time periods, 1985, 1955, and the far, far distant future, 2015. To this day, this is one of the most popular sets on the Universal Studio Tour.
We had a lot of fun making those films here on the lot. I wonder what it'd be like to go back to those days. If only we had a time machine.
Hey, everybody, do you think we can get this tram up to 88 miles per hour? See you in the future.
Metro sets are extremely versatile. You can repaint the buildings, change out the signage, add your own arches, meters, street lamps, background actors. Really turn this area into anywhere in the world during any time period. Our Courthouse Square sets, those are the original ones built in the 40s, but these sets around you right now that we call New York Street, these are considerably newer and redesigned, built in 2008, because before that over here stood a Studio Tour classic.
And self-action. Did you know the Metro sets were once the home to Hollywood's biggest star? Right here is where the original Studio Tour King Kong attraction resided from 1986 until 2008. He stood 30 feet tall and weighed in at 13,000 pounds. Over the years, millions of guests got to meet King Kong face to face as he shook the tram. So close you could feel his hot banana breath. Is that it? I believe that's my last line, and then the tram moves on to the next thing.
And the next thing for us is to see where King Kong lives now. It's gonna be a bumpy ride on Skull Island, so hold on tight to those belongings and stay seated.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up into the adventure. Kong literally does it. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back this time. It was great to have you along for the ride.
acting as one of the largest 3D screens in the world, 40 feet tall, 180 feet wide. That was all designed by Academy Award winner Peter Jackson and a team of Weta Effects. Now, Weta Effects is a visual effects team stationed in New Zealand, and they've won 7 Academy Awards for their work in visual effects.
Studio tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. They're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side.
Working on a movie, we always know where people are looking. They're looking straight ahead. They're looking at the shot that we're working on.
Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions.
Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving it along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away.
We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting them to the audience, it's a hell of a ride.
Coming up on your right, you're going to have a great view of our monster mural, painted by an incredible artist named Tristan Eaton, done entirely using spray paint.
And an instrumental part of the process of designing the mural was again to go to the Universal Archive. Going there, I got to see in person props from the movies, photos from behind the scenes, original illustrations from those movie posters, all this stuff. I had an early affection for movie monsters. I was always fascinated by the magic behind me. I fell in love with zombie movies and monster movies as a young kid. My world that I come from is skateboarding and graffiti and comic books. You always have to pay homage to where that art form started. And for me, it started with carrying stuff in the street illegally, tagging billboards and dumpsters. Without that, I never would be here using spray paint like this.
Now on your left, there are 4 brand new sound stages for that sound stage 30 and 31, which is where they're working on the newest season of NBC's The Voice. And right in front of those sound stages is a body of water that we refer to as the Hollywood Ocean. Here in 1973, we added the parting of the Red Sea to the studio tour. Inspired by the classic film The 10 Commandments, a Paramount picture, the star Lee Charlton Heston will make an appearance as to part the waters for our guests. The return has been drive through the lake to get everyone aboard a summer relief.
This tram is all alone. Tolerating the walk on water is part of the tour.
2024 also marks the 70th anniversary of our 3D classic creature from the Black Lagoon, chilled right here in our Hollywood Ocean in 1954. Those hills behind our Gilman, those are not the Amazon, those are the Hollywood Hills. That body of water was also featured in Season 1, Episode 1 of NBC's The Good Place, and speaking of the afterlife, looks like we're headed right towards it.
You, Eleanor Shellstrom, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I've never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
This series was featured in all 4 seasons of that hit NBC comedy, starring Kristen Bell and Ted Danson. This area also became Genovia, The Princess Diaries, to a royal engagement. The scene where Anne Hathaway is handing out tiaras to all little princesses. It's done right here in Little Europe. This area became Port Royale for Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean. But those are some more modern examples of things that have filmed back here. The reason why we built our little Europe sets in the first place was actually for a monster movie. The first monster movie that we made, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, back in the 1920s. They built this out to look like the Parisian streets from that film. And they continued to build them out as we created other movie monsters such as Dracula, played by Bela Lugosi, Frankenstein, played by Boris Karloff, the Wolfman, the Mummy, the Bride of Frankenstein. And these are the movies that put us on the map. We became the monster movie studio from 1930 to 1950. So we might not even have the studio tour if it wasn't for those films. So Little Europe is actually one of our biggest stars.
The monster. He's in the woods. Get out the bloodhounds. Raise all the men you can. Lock the women indoors and wait for me. Are you ready? Your position, go!
Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman, Bride of Frankenstein, The Mummy, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, The Invisible Man, Phantom of the Opera. Classic films are just brilliantly made. That Frankenstein image, flathead, balls. It's one of the great icons of the world. That to me was like the essence of the universal horror film. I was just mesmerized by this movie. Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney.
I remember the original Universal Studios Mummy movie really scaring me.
They still ring in our memories now, and we love them.
Alright, we're gonna leave our movie monsters behind and head into a real-life soundstage. And this one is all set, dressed, and ready for filming. We call that a hot set here in Hollywood. And since they're not actively in production today, they told us we could pull our trams through and show y'all what a soundstage looks like on the inside. Especially one as unique as this, dressed up like a subway station in the same frame. The director wasn't here with me though. I'm not allowed to touch anything while we're in here. So just a reminder to hold on tight to those belongings. As always, stay seated. Don't get too comfortable. We'll be leaving here. Again, we'll be getting long riders. Give yourself a pat on the back and just survive the earthquake, the big one. You have an effect on the years. They shut it down last year so they could refurbish the whole thing. So you just saw was brand spanking. The earthquake does mark the halfway point for our tour, so I'm ready to stay seated and pull back an emergency cord if you need any assistance. But before we went into earthquake, we talked a lot about movie monsters. Why don't we head to an island that is one of their very own? Welcome to Amity Island. And they have a small problem here on Amity. Or should I say a rather large problem, actually. But don't worry, because my buddy George, he is a diver. He's in the water. And if he sees anything fishy, that is as fishy as it gets. What's that shark doing? Is he doing the backstroke? It's fantastic. And it chooses our next attraction, the one and the only Today Show co-host and a weather anchor, Mr. Alvarado.
Time for my favorite part of the tour, weather. When it comes to film and TV, it is truly a special effect. In fact, to demonstrate how weather effects are created, we debuted our first major attraction here on the studio tour, Wave Island in 1968. Welcome to the only part of the backlot with a 100% chance of rain. The flash flood.
box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal who were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the tram. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on Universal Lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created. I'm done bashing the shark. Thank you, Jaws, for everything you've done for me. But I will say, consistently, the shark did work much better on the tour than it did in the Atlantic Ocean in 1974.
Welcome to our residential area here on the backlot. We call this area Colonial Street. But if you're a fan of Desperate Housewives, you might know it as Wisteria Lane.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighborhood.
Also became Candy Cane Lane for the Eddie Murphy film on Amazon Prime Video. They decorated all of these houses with amazing Christmas lights. And this house coming up on your left, 1436 on this one. This is Eddie Murphy's in the movie. And right across from it on your right, we got a yellow house. That was Davey's house and Never Have I Ever, a Mindy Kaling series on Netflix. And then on your left, we got Ted's house from the brand new series on Peacock.
Let the festivities begin.
How many we got?
Well, let's see. We got 20 cartons.
Fantastic.
Do you think we're getting too old for this?
Well, come on, Johnny, we're doing a public service here. If a kid leaves the house in a less than stellar Halloween costume, he's got to get the bad news before he makes a fool of himself all over town. We're Samaritans.
Now we are trekking our way up Steven Spielberg Drive. This road was dedicated to the incredible director for all of the work he's done with us here at Universal.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days there weren't trams, there were buses called the Grade Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. It was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom, and when everybody left to get back on the bus, I waited another 15 minutes until I'm sure the bus left, and then I had the entire lot to myself that day. And in those days, movie lots were so crowded because all movies were made on film lots. Say they're made all over the world, on locations, but most of it was focused in those days, in the 60s, on the film lots. So nobody noticed me when I was going around from soundstage to soundstage, and I really felt, in my own young way, I owned the lot and had the most amazing day of my life.
Now on your left, we got one of our original 60th trams, or that's one of the original trams from 1964. We have some picture cars, and a picture car is just any vehicle that you see on camera. So it doesn't have to be a car, it can be a boat, it can be a plane, it can be a train, it could be a train. Now rounding this corner, we're headed to my favorite place to sleep whenever I work the night shift. We got 12 rooms, 12 vacancies. Now the beds, they're not that comfortable, but the showers are absolutely to die for. Welcome to the Beds Motel. I know some of you are probably traveling from out of town, but I would not recommend staying there. The guy who owns it, yeah, he's a bit of a psycho. coming up on your left, we got the house of Norman Bates. Oh, and speaking of Norman, looks like he's home. Okay, nobody make any sudden movements. Hi, Norman. Nothing to see here. We're just passing through. You keep on staring at us. Oh, is that a knife? Okay. Let's get out of here. That guy does not know hospitality very well. No wonder his motel is empty. Now, another reason why we named that road Steven Spielberg Drive is because it connects his drawing attraction to this set of the 2005 alien invasion film, War of the Worlds.
It's probably a set that is all designed around vision execution. And sit down and talk about War of the Worlds. I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep your eyes on me. Listen, now, man. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Got them closed? Robbie, get in. Get in.
Speaking of alien invasions, we are heading sets from Jordan Peele's most recent film, Nope.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky G. Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Share. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Well, I do. A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Oh, it's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy of gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of the UFO hotspot. Welcome to the world of real.
Does she have any more Jordan Peele puns? Nope. But those sets and sound effects are an integral part of the film? No. So definitely go stream that on Amazon Prime Video. But you've been able to see a lot of movie sets today, but for our final portion of the tour, we're going to put you in the movie. So things are going to get a little fast and furious in here. Or am I going to hold on tight to those belongings and stay seated?
So
This is what we doing. This is the race day after party. And where the other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Bill?
That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. I got it. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. Cop, I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Hobbs, escort this novice out. Let's go, Cookie Puss. You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of this.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate. Shaw traced us. Hobbs can't hold him forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle. It's about to get real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door. Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
This is our turn.
Move! After them!
Okay, guys, it's showtime. This thing ain't moving fast enough. Roman, Letty, hook him up.
Hit it!
Now we're moving.
Stop! Look out!
You give me the witness to run we call it a day! The witness is mine, Letty!
How about you eat asphalt?
Don't think you're getting away! Call it the balls!
Way to go, Letty. Not gonna happen. Don't worry, I got this. Roman, don't shoot. Head for the bridge. Under construction. Hit the nitrous.
We're not gonna make it!
Ride or die.
Over the past 6 decades, the studio tour has taken guests on an amazing behind-the-scenes look at a movie studio in a way that only Universal can. I hope that you had a great time today, and on behalf of everyone at NBC Universal, thank you for joining us to celebrate our diamond anniversary. Here's to another 60 years.
Thank you all so much for joining us for our 60th anniversary of the studio tour. 60 years is so special to us because the studio tour is literally where it all began for Universal destinations and experiences. From just 2 glamour trams traveling around the studio lot in the summer of 1964, we have developed into so much more, including 7 parks, entertaining millions of guests every year. We even have the brand new Universal Epic Universe coming to Orlando in 2025. thank all our annual pass holders here time again. If you would like to upgrade to an annual pass, you can do so today at one of our box offices. That way you can hang out with me and Jesse whenever you want to. Joining us today, my name is Katie. Everybody give a huge round of applause to Jesse, our incredible driver. We could not have done it without him. Woo! And if you would like to purchase any of the films that you see on your screens, you can do so at uphe.com or inquire about them at any of our retail locations. You can do me a favor and throw those 3D glasses in the bins on your left-hand side. And when you exit the tram, you will exit towards the rear of the vehicle, so get off and turn left. As we say in showbiz, that's a wrap. Have a good day.
Grandma